Welcome everyone. Today we're going to explain and discuss a study titled I'm Here For You. Can Social Chatbots Truly Support Their Users? By Wezel et al. This paper explores the potential of social chatbots in providing social support across various dimensions. We'll uncover how these digital assistants can enhance our daily interactions and discuss what the future holds for human-chatbot relationships. First things first, let's define the social chatbots. What are they? Unlike traditional chatbots, which handle straightforward tasks like answering FAQs or guiding website navigation, social chatbots engage on a deeper emotional level. They're built with advanced algorithms to converse empathetically across various contexts, from providing mental health support to everyday companionship. This allows them to not just perform tasks, but to become part of our social lives, learning from and remembering our interactions. Now let's define social support. Social support refers to the various types of assistance we receive from our social networks, encompassing both emotional backing and practical help. There are 4 key dimensions to social support. First, network support. This dimension involves having access to a broad and active social network that provides diverse forms of support. An example would be a college student involved in multiple clubs and study groups, where they gain access to varied advice and resources. Next, felt support focuses on the perceived availability of support. It's the reassurance of knowing that help is just a phone call away. For instance, the comfort a person feels knowing they can always call a friend for emotional support at any time. Moving on to assessed support quality, this is about evaluating the effectiveness of the support received. Consider a person in therapy who measures the quality of support based on noticeable improvements in their mental health. Lastly, received support refers to the actual support one receives. A practical example is a neighbor who steps in to provide meals and help with daily tasks for someone recovering from surgery. When exploring how social chatbots provide network support, it's important to consider how users interact with these technologies. Users must actively seek support from chatbots, making it essential to assess interaction patterns. Important metrics to consider include usage time, frequency, duration, and the number of words exchanged. Research shows variable results. For example, Lee and colleagues found that users communicate more extensively, using more words, with chatbots that exhibit higher levels of self-disclosure, particularly when answering sensitive questions. Meanwhile, Shai et al. Focused on a chatbot designed for cancer patients, discovering that users preferred responding to multiple-choice questions over open-ended ones, and that about 31% of users continued to engage with the chatbot after 8 months. Fitzpatrick et al. Reported that users interacted with their chatbots an average of 12.14 times over 2 weeks. Overall, while some research has been conducted on the interaction metrics between users and chatbots, the discussion on network support provided by social chatbots remains limited. Social chatbots can offer felt support, which is crucial because they're always available. Unlike traditional human-to-human support that can be limited by time or accessibility, this 24/7 availability can be particularly beneficial as it provides consistent, reliable comfort, even when other forms of support like friends or therapy might not be immediately accessible. For example, breast cancer patients have found comfort in knowing they can get answers to their questions at any time, with 88% reporting that interactions with a social chatbot felt supportive. Moreover, even when not in active use, the presence of a social chatbot can be reassuring to users, knowing they have continuous access to a supportive entity. This aspect was not only appreciated for the practical support it provided, but also for the positive emotional impact it created, functioning as an on-demand feel-good app. In the context of social chatbots, the assessment of support quality is crucial for determining their effectiveness in providing social support. Firstly, the effectiveness of a social chatbot largely depends on its ability to make users feel understood. This involves the chatbot's responsiveness to user needs, reflecting a true understanding through communication. However, the challenge arises due to the inherent limitations in chatbots' language abilities, often leading to repetitive and impersonal responses. These responses can result in miscommunication and user frustration, potentially decreasing user satisfaction and hindering the chatbot's ability to offer appropriate support. To mitigate these issues, it is suggested that social chatbots incorporate advanced empathy modules, which help convey understanding more effectively without appearing unnatural. Secondly, the level of self-disclosure that users are willing to engage in with a chatbot is also a vital measure of support quality. Self-disclosure, or the verbal sharing of personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences is facilitated in environments perceived as safe and non-judgmental. Research indicates that social chatbots can create such environments due to their anonymity and lack of physical presence, which encourages users to discuss sensitive or embarrassing topics more openly than they might with humans. Despite occasional miscommunication, studies have shown that interactions with social chatbots can still result in perceived social support and improved well-being. Even if users occasionally experience shallow interactions or feel misunderstood, the non-judgmental nature of chatbots and their capacity for facilitating self-disclosure can significantly contribute to their effectiveness as support providers. Social chatbots are designed to provide various types of support to users, primarily focusing on emotional and informational support, as these can be effectively communicated through text. Instrumental support, which involves tangible aid, is not feasible in an online setting. In examining the literature, it was found that different types of support are not always clearly differentiated. For example, only 1 out of 14 studies reviewed made a clear distinction between the types of support received. Ta and colleagues highlighted that users of the companionship chatbot, Replica, primarily acknowledged receiving companionship support and emotional support. Less frequently mentioned were informational support and feedback support, which involves evaluations or guidance that can help individuals evaluate their behaviors. Users of Replica reported significant emotional support, which manifested in 2 main ways. They felt safe to express their true feelings, and the chatbot regularly checked on their well-being, contributing to feelings of being loved and cared for. This emotional engagement not only enhanced their connection with the chatbot, but also reportedly reduced their feelings of loneliness. However, the reviewed papers generally discuss the measures of received support to a limited extent, suggesting an area for further exploration in future research. Some studies have explored the concept of bidirectional exchange in social support through social chatbots, despite the fact that these chatbots do not experience distress and therefore don't need support themselves. The research primarily investigates the impact of reciprocal self-disclosure. Engaging with a social chatbot that reveals personal information leads to increased trust in the chatbot and any mental health professionals it refers to. Additionally, users tend to share more personal feelings with a chatbot that is programmed to disclose about itself. This review study suggests that those who are interested in working on social chatbots should consider focusing on 2 pivotal areas of research: user behavior and personalized social support. First, explore how individuals interact with chatbots over time, not just by measuring duration, but by analyzing patterns of usage and their effects on user satisfaction. Additionally, we could work on personalizing the chatbot's responses based on specific user needs, particularly in contexts like health, where the type of support required can vary dramatically from one person to another. This approach could lead to more nuanced and effective chatbot interactions, making them more valuable as companions and helpers. By pushing forward in these areas, we have the opportunity to make a real impact on the future of social chatbots. It's an exciting time to be part of this field. Innovation here can lead to genuinely supportive technologies that enrich and simplify daily life, offering not just answers but genuine companionship and aid. The possibilities are wide open. Let's explore them with creativity and enthusiasm.
Thanks for watching. I hope you find this video educational and informative. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.